Good morning, gang. Yes, I know. It's 2 in the morning. I got up. I got my chicken sandwich marinating. I decided this morning to do a Mother Fanny this morning. Gotta love Mother Fanny. I went online this morning while listening to someone complain about whatever they're complaining about. I was like, lady, I need to address the country. Now, you guys are wondering about that. That's my email notification saying that my email is letting me know what's going on in the world. So let me turn my volume off on my computer. The microphone will be fine. So, first of all, I want to tell you I have some updates on the news of Poland. Okay, so a lot of people have said what was hit. Some say it was just a farm, others say it was a grain silo. Truly, they're not giving us much information, right? So last night before I fell asleep, I told Chloe I'm taking a nap, right? That was my way of I'm going to bed. Okay. She's like, when am I at dinner? Who cares, right? So I'm gonna get to the prepping part last today, okay? So basically, this could invoke Article 5. Now, I know some of you out there say, oh, President Biden. See, what President Biden's trying to do is stay out of a war, right? But under the articles and of ratified treaties by the Senate ratifies them. If they invoke Article 5 in Poland, that would mean that invoking Article 5, which means every nation part of the charter has to basically pull resources together, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? Attack on one's attack on all, right? Fortunately, the problem with that is people say, oh, no, look, a lot of nicknames are going around. Apparently, Higgins and Mother Fanny is given Biden's nickname is Commander Potato in Chief, okay? Potato Head. Some say, with me, I'm going to tell you exactly what I call him in front of to Chloe when we're off camera, okay? Yeah, I love all people, okay? For Donald Trump, I don't like him, okay? Looks like a walking orange Cheeto, okay? Cheeto Man or Cheeto in Chief. For Biden, my nickname for Biden, because I have nicknames for several people. And I don't have the thing is I really want to move forward instead of looking backwards with Donald Trump, which I'll get to the speech in a minute, okay? So basically, apparently, and I have something to gripe about tonight, thank God we have 0 viewers. I think my mother, Fanny, would reprimand me. Probably would, but I voted red across the board, okay? Fortunately, I want to move forward with a different candidate than Donald Trump trying to run again. I mean, literally, whatever he's trying to do, I know Pee Wee said he wasn't going to ever run again, but there he is. Pee Wee was wrong. We were wrong. We were all wrong, The thing is I assumed Ron DeSantis was a better candidate. Ron might be. But anyways, can we just get down to brass tacks today? So, basically, they blew up something. Biden goes out before he goes home or whatever, or unless he leaves in the morning to go home, whatever, right? President can leave anytime. He's got a flying hotel in his airplane. So the president turns around. He says, oh, I don't think it was a rocket or whatever, right? Everyone is pointing the fingers, okay? I told Zoe last night there's 3 possibilities for this. One, they're trying to escalate to get troops on the ground so Ukraine can say, look, we have all of NATO backing us, stand down. But NATO cannot go and back a country like Ukraine unless Ukraine was literally attacked. The thing is, the stupidest problem in the world, okay? Now, any of you watching this, including Mother Fanny, I love you very much, Mother Fanny. You're cool. And Mother Pee Wee too. But if they really wanted NATO protection, Ukraine would have joined NATO as soon as fucking Ukraine. But Putin threatened, right? Putin threatened all these places. And miraculously, Poland was attacked. Remember in the beginning, 9-10 months ago, he said, oh, we're going to attack Poland. We're going to attack the countries that join. Point being is, they're starting to do things. If Russia decides to launch long-range missiles again to Ukraine, right? Air to ground or surface to surface missiles or whatever, right? Tactically. And when overshot, I mean, most of these ones are guided, computer chip guided. So, I'm not stupid. But hypothetically, what if it had Estonia, Latvia, Moldova? I mean, literally, we can turn around and give. I mean, look, mom said it best. We don't have the Higgins and mom was talking about the oil reserves, right? We don't have, the oil. I mean, our oil is drained. We're importing everything in the country. I mean, literally, it's going to be there's only one way they're going to. Literally, if the United Nations sits there, right? And they don't allow Poland to invoke the fifth, then Zelensky, if he did do this, will fire more and more and say, look, Russia fired again in their next barrage. And all of a sudden, they're going to say it was overshot. No one's going to know what happened. I mean, the President of the United States must know that they're trying to invoke getting into war. I mean, literally, maybe Biden knows that it wasn't a Russian missile. And if it was, we don't know all the details. We're never going to get the nose. This could be the trigger of World War III. And Zelensky could be trying to get everyone on board for him. But, I mean, literally, think about it. There's people out there that is deceitful to the point of no return. And I love all of you. And you guys need to know that there's only 3 options. Russia fired it unintentionally, trying to target Ukraine. Ukraine fired it into Poland, hoping Poland would retaliate and blame Russia because they had the same equipment. Or 3, Putin's doing this, testing the waters and saying, oh, well, if the United Nations is supposedly the biggest strength in the thing, right? What if the United Nations doesn't do anything, right? What if the United Nations doesn't do anything? What if Uncle Potato Head, Sleepy Joe Potato Head, Joe Sleepy Potato Head, or as I nicknamed him, Mr. Magoo? I like that one better. It's more classy anyways, to a point. Mr. Magoo turns around. You look at how he walks up the stairs. Okay, sorry if anyone I offend you, but I have my own opinions. Okay, it looks like Mr. Magoo. Okay. Okay. Mr. Magoo literally claims nothing's going to happen, right? He could be protecting his seat. He could be protecting his country, but Putin can turn around, okay, and say, oh, look, old man, Mr. Potato Head Magoo turns around, PM for Potato Head Magoo, decides to, right? Let's just say they decide to target Washington or New York, hypothetically, or he decides he wants to get rid of Florida, for example. He has no use for whatever, right? Putin. So he decides to launch strategic nukes. We know we would retaliate. But if he thinks Potato Head Magoo wants to sit there and be like, oh, it's not right to retaliate after that, right? Then Putin can say, look, the United Nations didn't flinch. I'll just drop some more. I mean, literally, literally. Point is, the third option is Mr. Putin could be, quote unquote, testing the waters too. That was the option I put out there for Zoe. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, okay? Do you really think we are? Do you really think, honestly, when it comes to this war? I mean, look, you have the most brightest men in the world on YouTube, all right? The thinkers. My husband's nickname was the thinker, okay? Being a woman that I am. And yes, I am a woman, you know. So, as a thinker, I had a dream of my husband last night. Oh, it was so heavenly. Anyways, I hope mom's fine. Hopefully I didn't piss her off, you know. So, a couple of things I want to share with you, you know. At the end of the video, we're talking about prepping. But my point is, Mr. Magoo, he claims, oh, it wasn't a missile, it wasn't this and that. Maybe, maybe not. Thing is, he's trying to save face. I mean, literally. And if they invoke Article 5, we can't tell. You know, people say, oh, well, you know, I mean, look. I got a theory coming down the pipe. Until it basically cements it, then I'm not going to say anything, okay? But I will tell you this. Lately, everything has been unpredictable. I mean, look, all these people saying, right? All these people are saying, right? The American people have spoken. The Trumpers that went into Congress and the Senate were booted out. I mean, I'm sorry to say to add this to politics, but the main theme here is, for some of you out there, is not about Donald Trump, okay? I do have to talk about his speech, but in a different way, all right? But comes this war in Poland, prepping, keep prepping, because I just want to say from the bottom of my heart this morning at 2:20 in the morning, gang, that deep down, the problem we have isn't about the elections or Donald Trump. See? You know, the thing is I have my own opinions, but I'm not here to spew I'm not here to basically sit there and get a comment like, yeah, well, I was subscribing to your channel until, like, mother, until you brought politics. Well, I bring up politics from time to time, but I bring it up in a way that it's a theme to be prepared. All right. You see, let's just say the governments of the world think that they're more important to live and survive in bunkers in a nuclear attack than you, the average Joe in the world that's just trying to survive. Secondly, the American people need to realize, Americans, Worldians, you're important too to me. All of you are. 3, and this is big. The theme tonight is unpredictability. Think about it. I watched my mama's channel. She made some great points. Hot chocolate. I got to find out how she does that, I mean, she's going to have to send me some tips on, she should just email me how she does some of this stuff so I can start doing it, which I will get into cooking in a minute too, but or is she upset I nicknamed her Mama? She's got that voice that can truly soothe me, and that's saying something from an adopted daughter point of view. I've adopted her, adopted Pee-wee, but point is, it's a big poison pill or a bitter pill to swallow, people, when there's a bitter pill out there that says there's evil, and then there's evil, and then there's lazy people. So I got the bathroom literally cleaned. I'm working on the dining room, living room. That's why I haven't gamed. Chloe's like, why not you game? Well, I'm busy. So, literally, But anyways, this isn't about her. I'm actually trying to get things done. Of course, they just keep piling up, and she's all depressed because of it, and stuff. You shouldn't be depressed over politics. And I know Zoe's um, seasonal. Because of weather change. And it's snowing, which I haven't even checked the weather out for this week. So, anyways, I want to tell you, that what you need to realize, okay, from my point of view, okay, and I love mom, by the way, and mother Fanny, and one of these days she should throw my name out there on her video, be like, check out my adopted daughter or whatever, Rita's channel or whatever. Because we can, I prop her up all the time, but I love her dearly too, because she's just awesome at canning things. But me, I'm always with the news. Sometimes mom's like, "Oh, you're working yourself up." Yes, I am. I'll admit that. But the thing is, last night I wanted to leave early. Instead, I never did, due to the fact that I started getting tired. And Chicago's 35 and cloudy. Michigan's 38 and cloudy. Or 38, I think it is. I'm looking at Michigan. Okay, so 10-day forecast for I live. It's supposed to be 53. It was 54 today. I think it was yesterday. It said something on the calendar in my Alexa device. Okay, so tomorrow's going to be between 49 and 57 and sunny. And so we're going to have sunny till Friday. And then it's supposed to be cloudy and rain. And our highest is going to be in the 50s. So as long as it holds in the 50s, all the way up to Thanksgiving, and actually it's going to be all the way up to the end of December, you're looking at a really weak, weather pattern for it. Now, where I used to live, no snow either. So, and Higgins, of course, I need to check. I'm going to put Dad's address in, for weather purposes. Higgins is supposed to have 3 more days of snow. Oh, I don't feel envy for Higgins. He'll have some power outages. I bet you, jokingly, of course, Zoe. And I think the reason mom's not talking to me is because I snapped at Higgins. So if that's the case, I wish she would just come out and tell me. I might email her and ask how she's doing anyways. I'm always concerned. Chicago's got snow, but apparently there's no more snow. It's going to get warm up and, we'll get into the mid 40s, but yeah. And then I want to know about. Apparently, Dad stayed. I'm going to look at Dad stayed. So Dad's got snow today, and then windy, sunny, and then snow, and then it warms up to the 40s and melts. So he won't have snow by that. So that's good. All right. So we did the weather. Hey, this stinks. Apparently my zip code thing got deleted. Oh well. I could live with that. All right. So sorry about that, people. So basically, when it comes to unpredictability, that is the theme tonight. You see, you got the House and Senate. The House is up for grabs still, supposedly. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, then you have the Senate, which they said couldn't be won by Democrats. Unpredictable. You have everyone basically saying the polls are fucking wrong. We don't believe in polls. Then they go and drive in numbers. Then people are sitting there like, oh yeah, no offense to President, Trump. Oh yeah, we got this in the bag. We have all our people. We're gonna win. And then Kerry Lake goes, and all these people around, and people are just saying, we have Oregon. We're gonna make it a red state, definitely a red state. And all of a sudden, unpredictable. It would take a miracle to flip California, Oregon, and Washington completely red. Literally, it would mean you'd have to throw out everything, and all this stuff. Why am I saying this? Because the theme tonight is unpredictability. Think about it. I mean, that's why you're here tonight, right? Unpredictable. I wasn't gonna do it. See, if I get my video done early, I can go and do my other things this morning. And then that brings me to the next part of the video. You see, before bed, I had a snack of chips. I was just so damn tired. Anyway. So, anyways, unpredictability. Sorry. Had a brain fart for a minute. Thinking of that dream. Anyways, unpredictability. I mean, look, we don't know what the United Nations is going to do. All these people are theorizing. Oh, they're not going to invoke Article 5. It's unpredictability. I mean, literally. How do we know they're not? I mean, no one knows. I mean, literally, everyone has been shooting in the dark. I mean, literally. I mean, look, unpredictability, right? Unpredictability. I mean, look, you got people, right? Well, let's bring in President Trump for the second topic for a minute, right? Everyone knew he was going to run again. Even Mama Pee-wee said he wasn't going to run again. Other people said he's done. He literally turned around and told his people where to fucking stick it when it came to him wanting to run again. That was unpredictability. He wanted to sit there. You know why he did it? I'll tell you why, okay? I'll literally tell you why. I'll tell you why, okay? Because he wants to show the people, right? The country's down the toilet. He's the Messiah. He can fix things. That's fine and dandy. And in my opinion, that's what he wants to say. Everyone's entitled to freedom of speech. I mean, look, I saw a guy last night on YouTube talking about how Putin needed to be assassinated. I mean, Putin, of all people. Now, I guess in America, we could say what we think and how we think and who should be assassinated. But to me, I don't condone violence. I don't condone violence. I don't condone any violence. And yet, the preppers, So, his speech came out. He was going on and on and on, right? I'll tell you why it was unpredictable. Now, I knew CNN was going to fact check everything. You see, the reason I have certain issues, okay, with the mainstream media is I'll tell you outright, okay, I don't believe in Donald Trump. I don't believe in Biden. I don't believe in any party. I believe the best party candidates are ones that can replace the old farts. I mean, literally, the old farts. I mean, literally. The way it sounded last night sounded more like he wanted absolute power. Literally, he wanted, his own version of a communist state, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's unpredictability. You see, Biden wants communism. Seems every country in the world wants it except us. We want democracy, right? So what I'm trying to say for you all, everyone, is I don't like the man himself, but I'm not going to say anything negative. Okay, all I'm going to say is when I was talking about politics, I try to be neutral. Zoe said the same thing on Discord the other day. But thing is, his speech, to me, it sounded overinflated and the usual rhetorical garbage, okay? And Higgins is like, oh, you're going to watch this because this guy. I don't give a shit about that prepper. Higgins says, oh, well, you're jealous because he's making a living off YouTube. Look, every one of these jackass preppers out there kept saying lock and load if they don't get their quote unquote red wave. Okay, I'm tired of hearing this bullshit. Okay, we're over it. It's 8 days after the election. They still are counting. I mean, literally, when the election's finally sealed, whether it's House Republicans or House Democrats, we need to move on. Thing is, all these people are like, oh, I mean, look. I think Mama Pee Wee understands if she watches this later today. What I'm about to say is nothing is adding up. Okay, look. First time around, Mother Pee Wee thought I was probably blind and stupid too, you know. The thing is Mama Pee Wee also knows, quote unquote, that if God's giving me a message ahead of time for you guys, maybe you should listen. Maybe that's the message Mama Pee Wee learned, because Mama Pee Wee came back, and I think Mama Pee Wee realizes that the message I gave the last time was somewhat accurate, okay? Now, Mama Pee Wee and I can argue about it, but if Mama Pee Wee's watching, you've heard me say time and time again, I don't like using the title prophet, but apparently it's been getting around on YouTube. Apparently the deep state's kind of questioning what's next. I mean, look, I already know what's going to happen for Ukraine, Poland tomorrow, literally. But I will brief you tomorrow due to the fact that it isn't the intelligent, it's the guy upstairs. I mean, literally, people need to realize the guy upstairs is sending miracles. You know who else is trying to get a hold of me, apparently? Chloe got a call the other day with someone with an accent. I was sleeping. Turns out it's supposedly from Rome or inside Rome. You know where I'm talking about. The vicar himself or his cronies, supposedly. Unrestricted number. She asked where they were calling from. It said restricted, it was from. I mean, literally, the people are now worried. They're worried because, look, everyone was saying, oh, we're wrong, Rita, it's gonna, really. I know Mother Fanny is upset, probably upset like Mother Pee Wee is about how the election played out. I'm kind of upset too. I voted all red, to be honest. Fortunately, turned out that the only thing I could have really was happy about is in our state we didn't get any tax increases. But you see where I'm going with this? Hold on a sec. Okay, sorry about that, people. I'm going to try to keep it quiet so I can tell you exactly what's going on in my head, okay? Higgins, as always, what's going on in my... Well, unpredictability. You see, Poland can invoke Article 5, right? Might. Thing is, Biden doesn't want to invoke Article 5, but the United Nations needs to have all the... Or not United Nations, NATO needs to have all the information before they evoke things, right? Russia turns and says, oh, I didn't fire those. Then who did? You see, if Russia's declaiming on the information I've already posted to you guys, denies that they fired, right? Then who did? Well, let's see. The 101st Airborne can done it secretly and covertly. That's, the Airborne are basically designed for combat, okay? The Green Berets are too, but the Green Berets are more diplomacy than Airborne. Airborne wears a beret with a red insignia, whereas Green Berets wear the Green Berets with a different insignia. You see, all of them carry the Airborne lightning on their arm patch. So the three lightnings. And so if you look at the Screaming Eagles, it might have been an eagle that's there. It's more likely an eagle patch. I haven't seen it up close, but you get the idea, okay? So you have an invasion There could be planning to go in and clean Russia's clocks. I mean, literally. Or, as I said, someone's trying to escalate it to get United Nations in. I mean, look, Ukraine has got 10 million people without power. I don't know what their population is. Probably if Mom was here, Mom would be, the population is 27 million, blah, blah, blah. You know, I love Mom anyway. I was just throwing that out there to be funny, you know. Point being is, look at this from my point of view, right? Everything under tonight's theme is unpredictability. You got Donald Trump, right, running in. We knew he was going to run. I mean, Mother Pee Wee said, oh, no, he has to run, and that is the unpredictability. Why? Again, you know, he wants to show the Americans need him. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Thing is here's the problem with all right. Americans turned around, right? Did I leave my cup in the damn bag? Hold on. America went to the polls 8 days ago. Okay, let me just do this part of my theme, okay? For you preppers out there. We'll get to prepping in a minute. Americans turn around and went to the polls. 2020, supposedly they went to the polls, right? Supposedly. I'm going to use the word allegedly. All right, so I don't have the government knocking on my door about stupidity. Allegedly, they went to the polls. Allegedly, the blue wave basically went in and wiped it out. They said, oh, no. You know, we got Biden. Biden's not going to win. Donald Trump's going to win. Tables are turned. So then, you know, Donald Trump leaves, you know, election was false election, stolen, blah, 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 right? Unpredictable. People are, you know. Then, allegedly, aka also known as supposedly, there's a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. 2 years later, look what Biden's done. Potato and Chief's done. He's done this, he's done that, he's done this. Mainstream media is saying everything is false, right? Everything is false. So last night, you know, before bed, all right, I'm unpredictable. Higgins like, oh, you got to watch this, you got to do this, you got to do that. Higgins is like, oh, you know, you're wrong. Really? Sorry to say, Higgins, but I think you're wrong, man. No, I love Higgins dearly, but I will tell him like it is. Now, Mama Fanny, I won't challenge. I won't challenge Mama Fanny, but I will say, you know, I think out of love and respect for Mama Fanny, I think she might be having a thing like Pee Wee had in 2020 after the election depression. I mean, we all get that way. I mean, look, right? Unpredictable. So my point is, look what's happening to, hey, Mike. Mike, why are you still up? Hey, you want me to get on YouTube? Do you want to join my early morning coffee discussion, or are you gonna fall asleep, Mike? I mean, I would gladly put you on tonight with me. You just tell me. Anyways, I'm trying to get the point here is unpredictability. I mean, look, everyone literally was screaming red wave. Mike, I apologize, by the way, wholeheartedly. I was waiting for you to hurry up and speed up your dinner. I figured you took a nap, so I had myself running on. Okay, yeah, I'll get Discord roll up, send you the link. I'd like to have a chat with Mike anyways. Early morning coffee with Mike. You know, this is a late night show, would be good anyways. So let me just get Discord up. Give me a second. Here we go. Or not Discord, Skype up. And I'll tell you again, Mike, I'm sorry I fell asleep on you. I mean, look, what I'm saying is they said polls were going to be a red wave, a tsunami. They played Ted Cruz too many times, and there's going to be a tsunami. There's going to be a tsunami. Where's the tsunami? See, I don't like to use the word prophet because it makes me look bad. But with everything happening around the country, the government keeps, here you go. There we go. There we go. So I sent Mike the latest link so he could check StreamYard. Seems he's not even on. It says last seen a year ago. Yeah, so let me just send this to you. I maintain my channel here, so yeah. Didn't say you have it, so I will just click on the link in the live chat here. There you go. If Mike wants to join, he can. I will turn my volume on, put headphones in. Hopefully, you don't get any feedback like you did last time. That was kind of fairly annoying. You should check your settings if you're going to join, Mike. My point being is, for you Americans, is theme is unpredictable. NATO does something, NATO does something. We don't know. I mean, it's all people are speculating. Oh, they're invoked Article 4, but they're not going to invoke Article 5. This day and age, everything's unpredictable, plain and simple. Yeah. So, if I don't know you people and you click on the link I gave, I ain't letting you into my back. You'll be kicked out of my back. I know Mike personally, so he'll be in front center with me. Love Mike anyways. He's my brother, so he gets special treatment, and he's probably blushing right now. Anyways, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is everything is unpredictable. I mean, look, I literally went to bed last night, right? Chloe was going, and I went to bed, right? I had the most beautifulest dream in the world. Best dream I've ever had in a long time. And then, funny as funny can be, I woke up looking around, thinking what I've been living in for the last 6 years was a nightmare. Realizing that it was just a dream. So either you can be living in a nightmare, living in a dream. Some people say, oh, we live in a dream world. We're in God's mind. We're all his dreams, but no one truly knows. But the theme tonight is unpredictability. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. You see, Mike, I sent you the StreamYards in live chat too, so if you want to join me, feel free to. Thing is the theme is unpredictability. People sat there and said the poll said we were going to get waxed. I mean, God's still working. And then I wake up, my coffee cup breaks yesterday. I guess the dream counters all the negativity. And then, I got tired. And I decided that it was time for me to tell you guys that Poland is still in the air. All these people saying all this stuff. Do we know the truth? Probably not. Let's see, where am I on my list? Okay. So I'm almost got page 6 done on this. It's taking me a while. I figure I'd have it done by Christmas. This list will be done last, I think. See, I go off by pages. Currently I'm on page 6. So, then I'll print out a new list. I got to get the print, Someone was asking me the other day about Christmas ideas, right? Or stocking stuffers. By the way, Mike, you're going to have to send me your address in Discord or Skype so I can get you some coffee for Christmas. You said you wanted a dark roast, was it? I offered Zoe some, but she's like, yeah. All right, so. All right, so, anyways, so back to discussion for a second. So, when you are working, okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is unpredictability. That is your mantra, right? So unpredictability is tonight's theme. Why is it unpredictable? Because they keep saying polls. I mean, look, I told Zoe the other day on Discord, I made a joke with her, and I said, look, damn fucking flies, I'll be taking care of them in the morning. First, I'll be spraying in the hall in the bathroom, and then I'll fucking spray in my office, Chloe's room, and then I will spray in the kitchen. And hopefully the little winged bastard basically died because we got flying insect. Finally, Chloe saw what I was talking about. Oh, Mike's here. Finally, Mike's here. He's up late. You're up late, man. You might want to increase your volume. I can't hear you. Or fix your microphone. Yeah, so he's got mic problems, I think. So, mic problems. Mike's got mic problems. He'll probably pop in and out like he did on election night because he's trying to fix it. You might want to check your volume settings, Anyways. Oh, wait. Is my volume up? Maybe that's me. Yeah, my volume's up, so I don't know. Yeah, I can go into settings and check myself. So I'm going to just check volume here. Audio. Yeah, yeah, okay. Hey, this is a cool song. All right. There we go. I can hear him now. Well, I heard the click, but now I don't hear anything. Houston, we have a problem. Great. I heard that, so he logged out. It's something about device, Authenticated with YouTube. I don't know. So he'll be back. But anyways, like I said, the problem is everything is unpredictability. You see, that's the problem in this theme tonight because frankly, when it comes to unpredictability, that's the thing. No one knows what's gonna happen. I mean, for all we know, like I told Zoe, there's three possibilities. Four if you get technical. One is Ukraine launched because they use the same technology. Killed two people thinking Poland would get involved. Let's try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Sorry about falling asleep on you, man. Yeah, you went to eat that one day, and I was like, I fell asleep. I was exhausted. Trying to stay up,
Oh well, that's no problem. No problem.
I did a mic. I fell asleep. I've seen everyone just to be joking. I've known my brother for almost 20 years. I've seen him fall asleep on Skype with me and hubby. So
I don't fall asleep on Skype.
You have a couple times. Aaron used to say you were what was that word? Narcoleptic. He says, I think Mike's narcoleptic. You'd be like, so anyway.
And the Lord says, Stick it up your ass.
Well, the house is still up for grabs, so it's going to be interesting how well it plays out. I think possibly we'll soon find out if it's blue or red.
Well, not Oregon, but Nevada's blue. But California is still up in the air, but still, I think it's going to become a blue state.
It's always a blue state. What?
And our governors, we still got our governor, Governor Newsom.
Yeah, but Nevada's got a whatchamacallit, Mike, a red governor, unless they're asking for that. And Arizona went blue. Did you see that, Terry Lake?
Yeah.
You didn't. I knew you couldn't call. Remember, I asked you, can you call Arizona, Florida, and Texas? You said Texas and Florida, no, but Arizona, you said is now we know it's Katie Hobbs.
You know, I was thinking what Donald Trump was saying.
Oh, I saw his.
Oh, I'd say a friend of mine called me up and says, "Did you hear that son of a bitch and motherfucker?"
I was watching it with Chloe, and Chloe was sitting there. Chloe's like, Mr. She says, you know what he is? I said, what? He's a lying jackass, Rita. And I said, yeah. And I said, I'm going to take a nap afterwards. And, and she's like, he's a lying jackass. And I said, okay. And he's going on. And I said, I will basically call him a lying jackass when and if the mainstream media basically goes ahead and does, the factchecker.org fact checks everything he says. And let me tell you, I'm sitting there hearing stuff out of his mouth going, yeah, yeah.
You said something about gender.
Yeah, boys can't do girl sports and girls can't do boy sports. He wants to ban sex changes. He wants to ban, he was talking about Biden reversed his executive order. He wants to do this.
I mean, he's fucking nuts.
What about the part where he said he wants to execute drug dealers?
And on top of that, people don't realize he's breaking up the Republican Party.
He's going to cripple the Republican Party is what I think.
Big time. Big time. As I call him, Donald Newsom's asshole.
Well, what my thing is the American people, okay, this is how I see it, okay? I see the American people voted against his things. I mean, rumor has it like 90% of his endorsed candidates didn't get in. Supposedly, I was watching something last night about Poland, and this guy said not one incumbent Democrat lost their seat on election so far. Not one.
Right.
And yet, his endorsements, and yet the only reason he's running is because he wants to say America needs me, America wants me. They'd rather have, apparently from Mother Pee-wee, they'd rather have Ron DeSantis than this jackass.
Trump was making fun of DeSantis.
Oh, I know. DeSantis.
And I told this to a guy in Texas. Every time something was said about our dear beloved friend of Texas, the governor asshole, first thing that comes out of my mind, what did that asshole do this time? Don't tell me he fell out of his wheelchair and got his ass stuck to the toilet again.
Well, I nicknamed Biden Mr. Magoo. He kind of acts like that in a point. But, thing is, seeing the fact checking this morning when I got out of bed, when I woke up from my great dream, I thought it was a real, I was living in a real world with Aaron again. Aaron came back to me and I woke up and I could feel Aaron next to me saying, no, you were in a dream. I was like, damn it, I want my husband back. But, it was...
exactly.
And yet I woke up and, I went and read they had like my news feed had nothing but fact checking in. And I was like, oh my God, they already fact checked while I was sleeping. So, but like I said, yesterday, the whole Poland thing, it could be they were trying to ask, maybe Ukraine's trying to get NATO to go in there and help him. But the problem is Ukraine is not part of NATO. So even, if Ukraine should have joined NATO, then he would have NATO support. But instead, what did they do? They basically sent in. Well, it could have been Zelensky, it could be the United States, could be some other European nation that fired into Poland, blaming Russia. No one knows. I mean, yeah, you saw the reports. Putin didn't fire a missile into
Did you know
Poland.
way back when our friend Donald the penis head, and hopefully you don't get wiped out anytime soon. If you blame me for it.
I'm not gonna get blamed. I mean, you know what's funny is Mother Fanny, okay. I love Mother Fanny. She's a great moderator and she's a great canner. She's got great videos, and yet she's basically I think, honestly, I think some people on YouTube is afraid to use big words like you use. I'm giving you, freedom of speech. I'm not gonna, Now, in terms of Higgins, he's got limited freedom of speech. But you're my brother, so you have freedom of speech. Mama Fanny, she's got freedom of speech. Pee Wee's got freedom of speech, but I'm not going to lose my channel just because of words like nuclear and penis head and whatever. I mean, you're not threatening the man. I mean, if you were threatening the man, Ray would be saying, the Secret Service is coming to visit you, Mike. But did you make a threat? No. Did I make a threat? No. If you sit there and call him a jackass, excuse me 1 second. I'm going to turn the heater on. It's getting a little nippy in here. Okay. So I want to make sure everything's clear from the heaters. Okie dokie. There we go. Turn it up. I got my Pepsi here. There we go. Got my Pepsi. So anyways, you're not going to get me. I don't have monetization, so technically it's okay,
But
So,
way back when Donald Carrot Top was shuffling money around, he was giving money to Russia. He's laundering money from the United States to Russia. You didn't know that, did you?
no.
Yes, the Orgots, or whatever they call themselves, the polity of Russia, is doing that for Mother Russia.
Did you see his speech last night, Mike?
Yes.
Did you see how he was envious of Xi Jinping being a king for life? You're a king. You're definitely a king.
He doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
Pretty much. But, the thing is, the honest truth is Americans want, no offense, they want to be done with him, it seems. And yet he wants to be in the limelight. But you know what? Between, and remember, the polls were completely wrong. That's the thing. Everyone is saying, oh, there's going to be a red wave. Where's the red wave,
Yeah, that's what one guy said. I was sitting in a restaurant, and we said something about Trump. And this old lady turned around and looked at me. She goes, oh, Mr. Trump is such a wonderful guy. I go, especially those pictures that Russia has of him being beat on by a hooker. Yeah. So I'll give $1 million to him. Whoever has him, I'll give him $1 million for those pictures. And just put it right on.
I'm sorry to say, Mike, but you do got the $1 million. So technically, you could buy the P tapes and then leak it to the press just to be funny too.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would love to.
But I mean, literally, I saw his speech last night, and I was like, "Oh my god,"
But then that lady said also, the people in Ukraine, that's their problem, not ours. Excuse me?
You know what our problem is, Mike? The reason we're giving Ukraine weapons and fuel and everything is because, honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, for the American people, I could be a great president if someone basically endorsed me, is we shouldn't be importing everything we need. I mean, we have a gasoline shortage in the United States due to the fact we're importing it from Europe. Our natural gas that we sent 10 billion barrels of natural gas to United Kingdom, yet New England's running out of natural gas. Same with the rest of the U.S. for our power plants. We got to, I say this time and time again, until it's actually completely solidified and there is no strike. Supposedly, there's a strike looming with the railroad. I know you have connections with the railroad, so that's hanging. Plus, the strike on the airlines, and then on top of all this, now they're laying off so many workers that they say that 20% of the country will not be able to buy Christmas. Oh, and by the way, did you see that bullshit lie last night where Donald Trump said that enjoy paying 3 or 4 times the amount, 2, 3, or 4 times the amount for turkey. Yet every time I turn around, turkey is approximately less than $1 a pound.
If you watch what you buy in a supermarket, you can feed your family very well.
Yeah. I mean, I got chicken breasts last night. And I told Chloe, if there's chicken breasts on sale again, grab some more. She says, what do you want me to do with them? I said, here's some recipes. I sent them to Instagram, on an Instagram, by the way. And I said, here, try different various versions of the clone version of the chicken sandwiches from the various restaurants. KFC, Popeyes, McDonald's, Burger King, etc. And we'll test them out, and you can start beating a master at chicken sandwiches. She said, okay. So
how were they?
I don't know. I just got the recipes. I have to get more chicken for it. But the thing is, chicken's on sale, so might as well get some.
You know, you can freeze it also.
Well, yeah, I buy gallon-sized Ziploc bags and I double freeze them and stick them in the freezer next to me. You know, I have this freezer for years.
Right.
And what I wanted
and that thing's still alive?
I've had this freezer since 2006 or 2005.
Hey, Rita. And it's still alive?
Yes. It's a frigid air.
Oh, I gotta send you something on Skype you get kicked out of. This black couple and their son was taking grandma out to dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she grabs her glass of wine and says, I gotta have my wine. She takes a big old gulp of wine and says, oh, that's so good. Well, the grandson's in the back, has a little bottle of fart smell. And he started spraying that in the car. She goes, who in the hell what poo-poo in its car? And all she was just being a total bitch. I mean, it was so funny. He goes, roll down the windows, roll down the windows, roll down the windows. She was having a panic attack. She couldn't stand the smell. And when I saw that, I go, oh, God.
I was talking to Chloe the other day, right, about this. This is one of those free turkey cards that you get from the store.
Right.
And I counted it. You have to spend $500 to get a 12-pound turkey. I mean, you can pay $150, get a 24-pound at the Safeway. So there's a problem in this damn island if they're charging $500 for a free turkey, you know.
Oh. I'm going out to dinner Thanksgiving. Nick and I are going to go out to a friend of mine's house. Says, if you guys can make your famous biscuits, buttermilk, your dinner biscuits, they're always good. Says, okay. So we're going to make some buttermilk biscuits for dinner for Thanksgiving, home style.
No, I like buttermilk biscuits. My mom made baking. I have my mom's recipe for baking powder biscuits.
Yeah, I got that also.
Mm-hmm.
But the buttermilk biscuits, they have a different flavor to it, and it's good. As she calls it, you know how to bake it right, and it's good to the dip that biscuit in the gravy.
I bet you make a good country gravy to go with it too.
Oh yes, I do.
Well, see, my hubby was the same. You know what hubby used to do? He used to make cream chip beef on toast. His grandmother's must be delicious.
SOS.
Shit on a shingle.
Yeah.
Love those, you know. You know, my cousin Dinky, when she made biscuits and gravy for me, she'd buy like 16 rolls of Pillsbury Grands and then make her own homemade gravy for it. And I mean, it turned out delicious. We never went hungry, I tell you.
Nick was telling me, he says this trip, Mike, because it was weird.
Hold on a second. Let me get my coffee cup. Gotta have my coffee. Weird? In what way? Feeling toasty in here right now. That's nice to know. This is what, number four times in the new month I've had the heater on. Trying to conserve on the energy, you know, but how was it weird, you know?
Well, first day on the track, getting into, we're not too far from Salt Lake, and this guy is in his seat, in the coach seat, and all of a sudden he goes, "Ooh." We thought he was sick. He goes, "No, it's the werewolf in him." He goes, "Sir, don't do that again, because you're waking up everybody." But I can't help it. It's the werewolf.
Are you sure he doesn't have Tourette's?
Who knows? He's just weird.
Yeah, well,
But
Tourette's
he got off the train. God, just thank God he got off the damn train at Salt Lake. The other one, she thought she was the boss of the train. She knows how to run the train. I go, "Ma'am, would you please just sit down?" "Don't tell me what to do." And I'm telling you what to do. And I can throw you off right off the train.
No, that's what Nick said.
Yeah. Nick, you don't want to screw with her, you know, with the conductor.
Yeah, well, if I was riding from California to Chicago and Nick was the conductor, I'd give him hell anyways, just because I'd be like, "You're Nick. You're Mike's husband. I'm going to give hell to brother Nick on this train because I can."
Yeah, Nick could probably go, "Oh, God."
Yeah, and then he'd
get
home. He'd get home and he'd say, "Guess what happened to me when I was going to Chicago again, honey? Your sister Rita was on board with their dog, giving me hell."
Yeah, she's sitting there going like this to my ass all the way. Every time I go by, she puts my ass all the way.
Yeah, no, more likely I'd be in a wheelchair accessible car. I was telling Zoe that she wants to go to Pittsburgh for a few days from Chicago. So I said, just take a train. You know, she hasn't.
It's a lot easier.
She wanted to rent a car because apparently she said, quote unquote, something like she'd stop on the side of the road in a rental car and smoke a joint. Yeah, well, you know.
But people got pissed off at me at my one show. It's just Mike says, "Why don't you're against the drugs, aren't you?" I go, "Marijuana, fine. Any other drug? No."
My sister died, if you remember, the one I told you about, Tyler's mom. She died of fentanyl booze, suicide. So I don't support drugs. You know, that's the second suicide in my family, too, Mike. The first one was my wife, you know, in Australia. And then we had attempted suicides for my sister in Alaska when her husband died Christmas Day. So I just, you know, with me, my policy is get help. You know, suicide ain't the answer.
That's right. That's right.
You have plenty to live for, you know. Some people, you know, the worst is...
But look at Portugal. Look at Spain. They have free drugs, all sorts of drugs. I go, yeah, that could change also in a heartbeat.
Each government, you know. But hearing Donald Trump wanting to kill drug dealers, I mean, literally, he's taking a life. In his opinion, he's playing God. Let them serve their time. Maybe they'll change, and maybe they'll be a better person. God's going to judge them anyways in the afterlife.
Well, one of our podcasts, I got away with it royally. Has a picture. I got a picture of Donald Trump dressed as Mussolini. I go, El Duce. One guy goes, "Oh God, Mike's in the El Duce mood." I go, "Well, we got El Duce. You know the royal family when Queen Elizabeth was alive, was about ready to kill Donald Trump because
Yeah.
that son of a bitch landed his helicopter on the lawn."
Well, you know what else he did, don't you? I was watching. I'm a big royal fan, and I'm a big history buff of the Royals. So when Donald Trump was visiting, I think it was Balmoral, Windsor Castle, he kept walking in front, going, and it's like you don't walk in front of the Queen. The Queen's the sovereign, but he
You
didn't
step,
care.
you be 1 foot back.
Yeah, well, apparently he was like 4 feet in front, going,
And
yeah,
you see how he was dressed?
yeah.
He looked like a fucking pig.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I think most Americans are done with him. I mean, literally, the voters made the statement on election night. I mean, what more can he do? He's doing this to make a statement. That's all he's doing.
But I will be back at my house at the White House.
You do know unless they indict him first.
But McConnell, he may not be Speaker of the Senate anymore.
More likely he will. He's not speaker anyways. It's Chuck
It just
Schumer.
depends. You never tell. But I support the people of the Ukraine. I'm glad that they're standing up against Russia and giving them hell every which way. If you want to start World War III, Al Putin, asshole.
I think he does. I think, honestly, one of my theories with Poland is he's testing the waters to see if the United Nations has the backbone to stand up to him. If he doesn't, he can get away with more.
Yeah, but still, he has to put up with NATO, the United Nations, and even India. Mother India. They're against Putin. There's a few other
India,
people.
home of Gandhi.
Home of Gandhi. And the one with the doot. You got to have a doot on top of your head. I know.
A bendy.
But I do that to my friend of mine who runs the gas station, who's an Indian family. I always have respect for him. I always go like this to him for respect. He goes, "Hey, Mike." He says, "Hey, Mike." He says, "What? You forgot something." He says, "What? You forgot your doot." He says, "What do you mean I forgot my doot?" He says, "You can't enter this house, this place. You got to have a doot on top of your head." And he's an Indian guy.
I know a guy in India that back in the day apparently still owns a gas station where I used to live, and he came out one day and he's like, "Why do you not get coffee anymore, Rita?" I'm like, "Because you're not Kate over there." And he says, "Kate's beautiful. I guess I don't have these. I don't have these, so I can't get to tips, and you're giving it to Katie." I'm like, "Katie is cute."
But though, he says, "Mike says, when you enter the gas station, you always have respect for us." He says, "We make fun of each other, but it's all in fun." See, he got his dad saying, "Mike, what? You forgot the doot." And I'll give you a doot, so I'll put a doot on top of your truck. You touch my truck, I'll get you. I'll get you.
What was
You
it
want to
that?
take me to India to ride those little Indian cabs, motorcycle cabs? Toot, toot, toot. We'll take you on a ride on a toot toot. I go, I ain't gonna ride, no, nothing in India where I can get killed.
Well, what about China? They still use rickshaws.
True, true.
Yeah, you probably enjoy that, a little man toting you around in a rickshaw taxi.
And make sure he's not wearing glasses so it doesn't fog up. Well, that's being racist, isn't it?
Nah, it's not being racist. It's being funny, actually, But, I brought up the Chinese rickshaws. They still use them, but still, I wouldn't want to ride around in a cab anyways. I wouldn't feel comfortable on a motorcycle or motorcycle cab.
You ever seen the Indians how they drive in India?
Yeah, I have. You got to remember, back in the old day, my uncle used to work Boeing, so sometimes us kids got to travel. So, seeing the Taj was interesting. So,
Yeah,
my favorite was in Egypt, the pyramids. But
that would be interesting. The other place I would
pyramids
love
are
to
great.
see is the mummies in the museum.
Yeah, the museum. You go up to the Valley of the Kings. They have like King Tut's mummy is in behind glass.
Yeah, still they put them back into the coffin.
You
Close it.
know what's interesting is the rumor has it they found under a pyramid complex recently. They think they may possibly have found Cleopatra's tomb. Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, has never been found in over 2,000 years.
And the other one is I don't think they found Nitty. What do you call it?
Nefertiti.
Yeah,
I think they found Nefertiti. I don't know. I know they found the ones that were under Moses' time, but I don't know. But the reason they stopped doing pyramids is apparently there's too many grave robbers, so they started putting their tombs inside limestone rock. I think in the Valley of the Kings.
yeah. And I like to see Israel.
Yeah, Israel would be cool too. Israel's nice. The Weeping Wall and stuff. But it's home. The Temple of the Rock, Jesus' tomb. It's all interesting too.
Right.
But still, it's But like I was saying, when it comes to Poland, everything is unpredictable, Mike. Look at the elections. They set a blue wave. Now they're saying, or a red wave. Now they're saying the election was stolen. The election was stolen. But it's the American people voted. They made a statement, so it's unpredictable. So if you can't trust polls, then you can't trust what NATO's going to do. Look. Some people say they were not going to invoke the Article 5. Others might just invoke it. We don't know what's going to happen, as
It probably have
today's
to go in
meeting.
front. It's probably the United Nations. They're going to have a big special powwow.
Yeah, they always do. They always do. And in the end, they always lose too.
Some kid asked me, he says, "Why do you do that when you come in?" I go, "That shows the respect."
Right. I'm still listening. Just I can hear.
Doot, 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 doot.
Uh,
Rita's changing her underwear.
Looks like I'm going to have to charge this. My tablet phone doodad. Got to charge it up. Make sure it's charged. There's an article that just came out that while I'm charging, I was going to look at. It said something about the Polish missile, which I'd like to see what it says. I said this a week ago. That something might happen. Some type of an attack might happen.
Right.
The U.S. National Security spokesman declined to comment. The reports that a missile, which is in eastern Poland, was fired by Ukrainian forces trying to intercept a Russian attack. Okay. Hold an emergency. It was unlikely the missile was fired from Russia. Right. See. And the Polish media reported the projectiles had landed at NATO's member. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Russian defense minister said, quote unquote. So apparently, the initial U.S. assessments indicated missile that hit Poland originated in Ukraine. You see, originally in Ukraine, this one.
But did the Ukrainians fire it or did the Russians fire it?
That's they're saying that you know.
You just have to wait and see.
So apparently, the Polish foreign ministers' meeting only lasted 4 minutes, Mike.
Well, they better do an investigation whose rocket that is.
So, Poland missile incident likely caused by Ukrainian air defense, Belgian minister says. Oh, wow. That's interesting to know.
Huh.
Okay. So now it's gonna update, okay. So they're saying it was fired by Ukraine, apparently. This does not look good for the Ukrainians attacking Poland.
No, but still, accidents do happen.
Air Defense Belgians is saying. President Macron says G20 has responsibility to avoid escalation over Poland's missile incident.
With Trump calling, what's his name up in North Korea?
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, the rocket boy. And, well, Jung has the same idea. He can call Trump Mr. Fat Man.
I think he called him a dotard.
Oh, man.
So apparently, the thing is I still think Poland's gonna try to enact the UN or the NATO charter, the clause 5 of the Article 5 for attack on one's attack on all. I think that's what they're gonna try to do today. Because if you look at everything around the world, everything's unpredictable.
True. But my fellow Americans, I will become president again. I will straighten this country and make it wonderful.
Yeah, I saw the
If my
speech
name
last
isn't
night.
Donald Trump.
Well, what if he gets indicted? I mean, literally, he'll be wearing an orange jumper. I mean, literally. I mean, the house is still up for
Exactly.
grabs.
And he still has to answer to the state of New York for taxes.
Yeah, he also has to answer for the Department of Justice, which he wants to do a full clean out of the FBI, the DOJ, and every other agency because, I mean, literally.
He's just stringing it along. Well, that string gonna snap.
Yeah, but the question is, like Mother Pee Wee once said, everyone is looking to DeSantis. They're done with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is trying to keep himself on the limelight. And I'm sorry to say this to anyone to offend any people that believe in Donald Trump, but I think Donald Trump is becoming a narcissist. Yeah, I mean, literally, he doesn't want to be left out of the limelight. I mean, look, we got elections still going on. We have a missile that hit Poland. I mean, we have all this stuff, and he wants to be in the limelight. I mean, look at it. I mean, for all we know, by the time he tries to do the nomination in 2024, Mike, hypothetically, I'm not trying to be negative, but hypothetically, what if God decides that 90% of the population is going to be wiped out because of a nuclear weapon or nuclear strikes? I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in 2 years. It's all unpredictable. We're in a time that it's all unpredictability.
If Donald Trump becomes president, January 6th is nothing. When he becomes president, it's going to be worse.
Oh, I know. That's what a lot of people are afraid of. Why do you think they voted a lot of people out? But then again, honestly, I have my own opinions, and, the thing is, I mean, what's really bad about the mainstream media is they're not talking why it's taking. I mean, Dad 2 nights ago, was it Dad 2 nights ago or was it someone else? I can't remember who it was. But anyways, I think it was father-in-law Sunday night. He said by midnight, it might have been one of the news agencies I was watching on YouTube. Well, anyways, it could have been Poppy. But anyways, the main part of the story is that apparently that back in the day, when I've been alive 44 years, so you know damn good and well you've been around 60. What is it, 67 years, Mike?
8.
Deal 68 years. Okay, sorry. Thank you for correcting me. In 68 years, how many fucking elections were called by midnight in Eastern Standard Time or 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, midnight our time? All of
No,
them.
not really, because some of them they have not. In 68 years I lived, knock on wood. Uh, a lot of the elections on the East Coast really hasn't been really called because depending on the state and depending what they had. New York, if we have a big election, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, but the problem is they got it done within 24 hours. Is my basic statement. I mean, look now we have mail-in ballots and everything else, and you know, that's what I was. My main thing is back in the day it was called within 24 hours, but now, you know, it's called days and days later. I mean, look at it. Ever since 2020, it's been getting slower and slower. You know.
And that lady says they should outlaw mail ballots.
Yeah,
I go,
well,
why? Because it's not legal. I go, they are illegal. They are legal in this state.
yeah, well, they're legal in Oregon and in Washington. Oregon and Washington's mail-in only.
Because if you have a person who has a health problem, they can do it at home. Well, they can get off their ass and go vote. I go, ma'am, this is what? Quit being a bitch. He says, you cannot change the laws in this state. Well, I'm going to try. I go, good luck. And I hope to God someone kisses your ass in the wrong way. I don't know. I'm being a little nasty to her.
Well, you have to be nasty sometimes. I mean, sometimes I'm nasty too, you know, and I don't mean it, but you know, the polar bear comes out. I mean, literally. I mean, you know, you know, I mean, you know what I said the other day, right? I got to tell you this. I'll admit I was kind of nasty to Moderator Higgins, you know, the one that you were sparring with. I said, so how does it feel to have Michigan put on the ballot abortion rights? Oh, we're going down the wrong path. Well, you might think that, but you're not a woman. Well, I don't need to be a woman. Whatever.
Why is it an abortion if a 12-year-old girl gets raped or a little bit younger and she cannot get the abortion? That's wrong.
They'll just go to a state that will give it, you know, so she can be safe. Yeah. I mean, literally, I think it's just funny as hell, anyways, dude. The fact, you know, you
can't actually. As soon as she finds out, the woman finds out she's pregnant, and she wants to stop the. Hello, Mr. Bunny.
Isn't he a chill? Isn't he a chill bunny?
I'm
you know,
surprised
most bunnies aren't chill. You're surprised what?
But you know, when they said that the fetus is a human being, it's not a human being. All it is, it's nothing more than a piece of skin, blood, and whatever else is, forming as a baby.
He's a baby. Look how small he is. He's a small Dutch dwarf. Yeah. Hi. His name's Ebony. Or Ebo.
Aww.
You know, Aaron used to tell me, don't get a rabbit. They're too noisy.
What?
Yeah, he used to have karaoke for 14 years. Ebo.
But, you see what I'm getting at, though?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I see it. Until they're born, what's the point of even worrying about it, you know?
That's right.
If
some lady gets raped by some rapists, I'd tell her to get an abortion.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own opinions, but that's how I feel,
Me being a Catholic, they just say, "Oh, it's wrong to get an abortion."
Well, you know what
Bullshit.
Dad said the other day on the phone? He said, "What if the baby is in the fallopian tubes, and if she doesn't have an abortion, the mother dies. I mean, does anyone ever take that into account?"
But you can't have it in my state. It's not legal.
Yeah, well, apparently by 2024, most of the blue states are going to put it on the ballot and going to make it a constitutional amendment. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah. Oh, the cake companies come out with a new machine now. Yes, they got a little menu comes up. If you want to make a real fancy frothy drink or something like that, you make your coffee, pour your milk in a froth in your milk cup, and it shows you how to do it.
Sound like a little kid in a candy store when it comes out a little coffee machine here.
Ooh. No, I just get my milk out of a bottle.
So do I. I put my milk in my coffee cup, and I'm happy as happy can be.
But I don't know, Rita. It's just you get to a certain point, argue with people. People tell me that I'm wrong. Donald Trump is right. I go,
Well, maybe if you're a Republican and you think your country's going to shit, then yeah.
but I told that lady, old Donald, your favorite jackass, is breaking up the Republican Party.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's what they're saying. They say if he can't win, he's going to bring them all down on fire and brimstone. You know.
Fine, do like they did in Mexico one time I forgot what it was, in the 60s, somewhere in the 60s, 65, 68. The army came into town, stopped rioting, blast them with water, tear gas, and bullets. They quieted down real quick. She says, "That's not right." I go, "Bullshit. You try to tear up the house, time to put the house back in order."
Yeah, I watched. Have you seen that HBO special 4 hours? It's the countdown to the insurrection. I was watching that last night before I fell asleep.
No,
Yeah, it's on HBO. It's basically like 4 hours. You do know they got a remake? They say it's basically 40 years later. It's the 1970s, and Ralphie's back. Instead of a pellet gun, he's got a
Yeah,
yeah, it's on
yeah,
HBO in 2 days. It comes out tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh, and did you know what's his name? One of my moderators, Tony. He um, crap. What's his name? Let me look it up real quick. Um, yeah, you probably know who I'm talking about. But anyways, you know, um, Warnick Davis, the Leprechaun series and Willow. They got a new
Yeah.
TV show coming on Disney Plus this month called Willow. Warnick's back. And Tony's working on 2 of his trailers in England, so he's back.
Oh, good.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Willow too. And Tim Allen's back in a Christmas special called the Santa Claus TV show.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, apparently they're trying to I mean, it's like Disney buys the Lucas Studios, and now they're basically like churning out Lucas things, Star Wars like crazy. It's like give it a break, man.
I'm trying to remember who bought Warner Brothers.
I think Warner Brothers was bought by the. I know MGM was bought by Amazon.
Yeah. But somebody else bought something.
Sony owns some too. Warner Brothers is is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. It's owned by Disney Discovery.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then yeah.
But
And Warner Brothers owns DC Comics, New Line Cinema, DC Studios, and more. They also have sisters of CNN, Cartoon Network, Eurosports, TNT, HDTV, and more. So it's a conglomerate, you know. And Paramount owns a lot too, because Paramount has their channels and stuff at Paramount Plus.
yeah,
And then Hulu has their own, and Netflix has their own, and you know,
I get the cheapest.
uh, that's funny. With all the money you have, you should be getting more than this, the cheapest. I have many streaming channels. You know, I want, you know.
I got Friendly FR NDY.
Have you ever seen the Roku box, the little Roku Express? It's like $30. You can download like hundreds or thousands of channels. I mean, literally, I got all the free channels on mine. I can watch like old John Wayne westerns for free without paying.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, Roku's got a lot of free channels. You can also get free news there. You can watch your local news for free. You know, I also have other things. I also have my YouTube link to my Roku box, so I can watch YouTube reviews on my TV.
I wonder if I could put it on my USB port.
Now, if you get a Fire Stick or a Roku stick, it's a USB thing. And plug it into your TV. You can. Roku's got the Roku channel. They got Tubi and they got what is it? Flex. Those are all free channels. You got to watch commercials. Peacock's free unless you want to pay $10 for no commercials.
Yeah.
Peacock's pretty good. It's got the whole Harry Potter series there right now.
But with Roku, I can use the Fire Stick or the
Roku stick.
The little Fire Stick, and put that in my computer. I can watch Roku.
You can watch Roku by just going to Roku.com or Tubi.com. That's what Chloe does from her computer since she doesn't have a smart TV. She wants me to get a smart TV. I keep thinking about buying her a discount microwave and refrigerator and telling the son of a bitch to live in their own damn room.
But the one I get one station that goes from 1950s TV shows all the way up to about 2000. They had the Dick Van Dyke Show and stuff like that. I love
Dick Van Dyke. I also like the old Perry Mason.
Yes.
Perry Mason was great. I also like Jack Klugman and Quincy E.M.E.
And also they have on there
you know,
The Odd Couple.
Yeah, The Odd Couple's good. Diagnosis Murder's good too with Dick Van Dyke.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had some really great shows back in the day, you know. Nowadays, some of the shows look like crap, you know.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 there might be like 3 to 5 actual real good TV shows based on royalty, but otherwise, I just can't stand current TV. I think it's utter crap. I'm still watching on HBO. I'm on season 3 of The West Wing. I just love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good with Michael Sheen.
Huh.
You know, they had some really good cast members back then, you know.
But you know, I'm just, you know, Me TV, which I do like very much.
You probably just sit on your bed there and just veg out on your TV. You probably don't even leave your room, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I find YouTube to be very interesting too. You can find a lot of stuff. I got like 10 reviews to watch, so I figured, you know, I'd get them done and work my Christmas list. My sister's like, hurry it up, Christmas is coming. So I finally wrote it all down to get it ready to go to watch them, so it's done, and then I can go back to what I'm doing too. Because I have other hobbies I want to do too. I'm just taking it easy. And you remember the old days? I was racking my time over and over and over talking to you on Skype and doing spreadsheets. But with this, the way the economy is looking, a lot of people, oh, did you see us lie? Gas was $1.67. It was when I took office. No, it was $1.67 during the pandemic. Now it's $8 a gallon. Enjoy your $8. Actually, it's like a little over 5. So I don't see where it's 8.
Where is he? How about when he's doing that hurricane scene? He takes that Sharpie pen. Well, the hurricane's gonna hit up here. You asshole! You don't know where you're heading from a hole in the ground.
Well, what about when he says we could stop a hurricane by dropping a nuclear bomb in the center of it?
You know how much radiation it would cause?
Oh, I know. I mean, literally. I mean, yeah. I mean,
It would wipe out half the United States, the East Coast. Literally.
I can't use the word nuclear. I definitely can't use the word nuclear. The big N word, nuclear. I was telling Chloe last night, okay, I'm going to go use the little girl's room. So sit on this for a minute and think about it before I come back. I'm going to fill my coffee cup up too, but I want to get your opinion when I get back. So chew on this for a second. She said, are we sure he's not going to be president? I said, look, if things are working the way it's working right now, Biden's got a second term, but we might be just in World War III by then. So what's the fucking point of even worrying about that orange-headed Cheeto man?
Yeah, I'm going to go get my coffee too.
All right, get your coffee. I'll be right back.
I need my coffee.
Making coffee. Hey, Evo, is there coffee down here? I've had 6 cups. One of those mornings, I think I can sleep a little longer. Coffee. Mm-hmm. While we're waiting for Mike, I'm going to listen to some music for a second because he's getting his coffee, and I'm going to listen to music for a second. I also need to put in this morning I like how you can go save to watch later. Save to watch later. And save to watch later. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so 4 reviews. This works. All right. Do. Okay. Okay. All right. So. All right. All right. So now I want to go to history because I've filled in my thing. It's this one, right?
Oh well.
All right. So add task. What was I adding to the task? Something for administrative work, everyone. So I'm just waiting for my. Just gotta remember what I was gonna do. Oh yeah.
But yeah, Nick says after we dropped that one nut off of Salt Lake, then we had another lady try to tell us how to run the train.
Yeah.
She got off of Denver. I go, thank God, the loony bins are loose. They're not loose in this train anymore.
Yeah.
She claims she got a sliver in her bottom from the toilet seat. Since when did they start making wooden toilet seats again?
They have them, but they're usually sanded down and smooth, so you don't get a splinter in your ass.
Well, this one, she says, I got a sliver in my ass.
You know, in the old days, I was watching a movie recently. It's called Broken Trail. It's based on a true story, and it's a cowboy movie. It's got Robert Duvall in it, and he tells this other guy, one of the famous Western guys, go to town and get me some medicated papers. And he comes back, and the guy says, the guy sold me these papers, but let me know if there's any splinters in them. Back in the old days, before they refined toilet paper, they actually had splinters in the toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
It's an interesting history lesson, I tell you.
If you notice, you're in the Pacific.
Union. Have you noticed? Starbucks.
Mine only takes about 2 minutes to make my coffee.
Mine doesn't take too long because I just push a button and after it's all set up, or Chloe does, and it makes coffee. So, yeah.
So there.
Yeah, well, you know, Dad likes his K-Cups too. He keeps asking me when he's getting his K-Cups for Christmas. It's like, dude, you keep asking for everything, dude. I mean, he's already complaining he can't, you know, like last night, Chloe runs to me. Oh, did I tell you the story? I have to tell you this. This is funny. But anyways, let me just finish this story first. So Dad calls last night. Chloe's like, it's your dad. And instead of answering, I'm like, fuck it. Turned off the phone, went back to sleep. Usually I answer, you know, he'll be like, oh, were you sleeping? Yes, I went to bed late, really late. I'm supposed to sleep at 12, get up at like 8. Instead, I went to bed at like, what is it, right after Donald Trump's speech, and got up at like, what was it, 2 o'clock or something, you know, something like that. Yeah, 2 hours or something. I was like, yeah, you know. And then Chloe walks in and says, oh, you're up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I had a great dream, you know, but I'll tell you a story. So I've been having restricted calls, right? So Chloe comes to me and says, you know, oh, there's someone on the phone, right? Well, as you know, I told you this probably a while ago, that I predicted 6 months before Biden was going to be run, that Biden was going to be the president. And 6 months before he chose Kamala Harris was going to be the vice president, right?
Right.
Well, anyways, people started saying, well, if it comes true, you're a prophet. Well, then I said to everyone on YouTube, it's going to not be a red wave, right? God's already told me the outcome. Same with the whole Poland thing. Anyways, apparently I got a call, a restricted call from Rome, or inside, you know where, basically telling me to be careful using or even saying I'm prophesizing the future. God doesn't give messages to people. Right. You know, so I got fucking someone in Europe calling me from inside Rome, or where, basically saying the only one that knows prophecies is the Pope. Really? That's funny because we did not know. Maybe they need to. I was telling Zoe this. Zoe's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a red wave. We're gonna be crushed." I turned around on Discord and I told Zoe, "It's not gonna be a red wave. Watch, God's going to work." Why do you think God tells me, Mike? Don't look at the current numbers. Chloe's like, "Oh my God, the houses." It's not over till the fat lady sings. There's 11 seats still up. That tells you right there what we need to know.
That's right.
Literally, we'll see how it plays out. But the main thing is they're all super hyped and blah, 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 And to me, I'm like, look, it's like last night, Higgins. I want to read you this, okay? But I want to get your opinion. What do you think of the whole thing from people calling unrestricted from Europe, Mikey?
That's kind of strange.
Literally, why are they so scared,
I don't think that call came from Rome.
No,
they can use Rome. They can use any type of number.
Yeah, but they had an accent, and they were saying the Pope is the only prophet right now in the world.
No. Didn't it say in the Bible, if the Lord says something to you,
and if it comes true, then you're a prophet. But if the test fails, then you're not a prophet. You're just a false prophet. Look, I already prophesied. I told you this on 8 days ago. Remember, I said it ain't going to be a red wave. Everyone, Higgins and everyone else said, "Oh, it's going to be a red wave." Where's the red wave?
Yeah.
I said there was going to be a blue wave, and it looked like it literally was a blue wave. What do you think?
Yep.
And then, now people are angry again, disappearing, but still, being but I also know that it's going to get harder and harder, I think, in 2023 for groceries. I don't think that supply chains are going to be fixed in 2023. Do you?
Somewhat fixed.
Yeah, people go back to work. No offense, you're retired, so that's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think it's going to be fixed. There's too many people wanting handouts, Mike.
True.
It's just, I don't know. All I know is I think, looking over everything in the political spectrum, we have 2 years with Biden still. If he gets reelected, that's, we'll find out. But the point is, you got Poland, you got Ukraine, you got Russia, you got World War III looming. You even hear all these people complaining the stock market's going to crash. These are what these preppers are saying, most likely, possibly. I say prep for emergencies, keep prepping just in case for earthquakes. You're probably prepped up there in Sacktown in case an earthquake hits or a fire.
No, we haven't felt any earthquakes since the one in
1989.
89 was the only time we felt a little bit of it. That was it. But there have been earthquakes towards your way.
Yeah, well, I was in the earthquake during the Kingdom. Remember how the Kingdom tiles fell? I was in that ball game, Mike. When Ken Griffey told his wife to get out, and then the ceiling tiles came down on the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can always remember Ray. Just got off he told me, I says, I'm just heading home and just got off the bridge here. He looked back, he goes, oh my God. Part of the bridge was going this way, sliding up. Because we had just had an earthquake.
I was doing a roof with my stepdad, and I looked off the roof, right? And I looked at my dad, and I said to my dad then, and he said, "You're right." I looked at him, and I said, "Well, there it goes. I guess That's one way to get a new bridge. And Dad said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Look," and we're watching the floating bridge, the Hood Canal Bridge, which is now the new Hood Canal Bridge is Toll Bridge. Last time I heard, right? The
Right.
bridge is a floating bridge. They left the hatches open, and the damn thing was sinking. So I said, "There we go. The Hood Canal Bridge is going to make the news tonight." And it did. I was on the roof watching it, and Dad's like, "What?" Dad's like, "Why aren't you working?" I said, "Because I can do my job faster than the old man." I looked over and I said, "There goes the bridge." And he's like, looking, we're watching it go. I said, "Well, that'll be entertaining." We were on the roof watching it. And I had my binoculars. I was like, "Look at that, Dad." And he's like, "Oh my God, they left the hatches open." Yep. They weren't going to fund a new bridge, so they damn sank it so they could get a new bridge.
Well, once Ray got home, get your ass home. And I said ass on the radio, which I never use. Says, don't worry. You got home and you lost 50 gallons of wine, red wine in the
Oh,
barrel,
yeah, that's
wine
what you
barrel.
said. That's what you told me. Yeah, yeah, I remember you saying
But
that.
he says, Marino knew how to turn off the gas, make sure the gas was off and the water was off too. But other than that, there's just nothing really. Well, every year during the anniversary time comes around for the big earthquake in 1906, we all go up to the hill where the first fire hydrant, number one, is still standing. I think it's in the museum now. We go over there right at the right time. We start singing San Francisco. But
Everything's in this day and age everything is unpredictable. Natural weather, natural. Did you see that thing about Trump? When I'm president, we're getting rid of the Green New Deal. Your New Deal, getting rid of it.
shit, he ain't done shit.
I was listening, thinking, new Green Deal. I don't like electric cars either, man. But still,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. But still, listening to, I mean, literally. You know what I thought was interesting was, like I said, everything is unpredictable. I mean, literally, people are unpredictable. I mean, I remember watching movies and it wasn't like this. Bob, unpredictability is our best asset. Old tricky dick, unpredictability is our best asset.
When I picked up Nick from the train station, so I gave him a little peck, right, to welcome him home. Some guy
He
turned around.
probably said, "Shave your beard."
No, he said, "It's good to be home." And the guy turned around and says, "Look at that, two fags at it again." And he goes, Nick turns around and goes, "Well, honey, you're just jealous because you don't have someone that love you." Well, that guy got pissed off.
I made a joke with Zoe the other day. Zoe's always likes the Rita show. She calls it the Radio Rita Show or Rita TV, right? So she disappears, and I'm standing around trying to keep the fort going and talking to people, and the comments are coming in. And I finally said, I got to go take a bath. So I messaged. 4 hours later, I check my message, and she's like, "Sorry, I was on the phone with a guy." And I said, "Oh, that's sad. You passed me up for a guy." And she says, "Honey, I like men." Yeah, well, you might like men, but still, you should have been, it should have been a courtesy call. I'm on the phone. I'll get back to you. Okay, cool. Then I can leave. Instead, I'm just sitting there like, where's Zoe,
Really?
And she's like, "I like men." We know you like men, but still, I mean, Jesus didn't say you can't love, you can love anyone, it doesn't matter what gender you are,
Right.
So I thought that was funny as hell too. Yeah, I checked in with Chloe. She's still up. And I said to Chloe, "What are you up to?" And she says, "Who are you talking to?" "The man from Sacktown." She says, "Oh, I haven't been to Sacktown in a long time. Tell Mike I said hi." Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to send you my address. Remember you told me.
Oh yeah. Send a Skype. I'll get it, and I will get some coffee sent out to you next month for Christmas. Me and Chloe both will. I'll even throw in a Christmas card to be nice. Last time I just sent you a Christmas card. That's been years ago, though.
Yeah. I only use
K-cups.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You got that adapter you said, so I'll let
Right.
them know that they should grind it up finely for K-cups. She'll do that, actually. She'll actually do it. What type of coffee do you like? Dark blend or
Dark.
Dark.
Let's see, what's my...
What, you're going senile so you can't remember your address now?
no.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a tracking for UPS. I got a package coming in, you know.
Huh.
It says the label was provided, but you know, I don't know if they went with ground or whatever, For the price I paid for shipping, it should be 2-day air,
Right.
Hopefully, if it goes out today, I'll get it Friday. Otherwise, I could sit on it and come out Saturday or Monday. So, did you hear about FedEx furloughing truck drivers?
No.
Yeah, they furloughed them. Apparently, there's not enough packages coming in, probably because FedEx keeps stealing packages.
Probably.
I mean, literally, I never had any problems with UPS, but FedEx, oh my God. And by the way, did you hear about that fucking jackass did to us?
No.
So he's decided the Postal Regulation Commission under DeJoy's leadership is going to raise our stamps from 60 cents to like 66 cents in January. Is he trying to kill the fucking Postal Service?
I don't know.
I mean, literally, my cousin Dinky messaged, right? She says, I haven't got mail since last Wednesday. Uh-huh. Last Wednesday, uh-huh.
I go through my mail. First thing I do is go through during election time. Go through to get rid of all my junk mail, which is election mail. Then pay all the bills.
Yeah. I pay all my bills online pretty much. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just sending my cousin Dinky a message. I got some stuff commissioned. I need to know.
Right.
Any news? Any new news is what I'm asking. She's up right now, getting ready for work. She's in Texas, so she'll get this. But anyways, yeah. So
it's 5. Actually, it's 7:10.
Yeah. Have you? I was gonna say it. So you go through your mail, huh?
Yeah. 6:10. It's 2 hours ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna share something on the screen with you momentarily. So, for example, let me just show you this, right? It goes like this, all right? So you go out to your mailbox all the time, right?
Right.
Let me show you what I do. I'm going to do screen share. Do you have this mic?
Oh, yes.
Emails, pictures, my mail.
Yeah.
It's called Informed Delivery. I love it. It's a tool I use, so I don't have to go to my mailbox.
But I don't mind it because I just go out to the garage, get the mail and come back in.
Yeah, well, I like informed delivery. When mail is delivered, I know what's available, So that's why I was sharing that. If you don't have informed delivery, I highly recommend that they screen capture and take pictures of your mail, and then they tell you what's coming. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Now, I noticed because I had mail for today, that's why I showed Saturday's mail. So today I got holiday ready email, and then I got a bill, and then I got something saying how much I get for electricity subsidy. Yeah, okay, cool. So I get an electricity subsidy payment, or they're asking for more money as usual, the advocates. The other day I emailed the advocates a question about um, the food bank. They're giving turkeys out for Thanksgiving, right, and Christmas. So my advocate emails and said, "Guess what we have for you?" And I said, "Oh, what?" She says, "Because I donate to the advocacy. They help out a lot of people, so I donate. Well, for Easter and Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, they always give me a ham or turkey. They usually give me like." There's three advocates. They always give me 3 turkeys and 3 hams. So I got an email saying for Thanksgiving I get 3 turkeys.
Oh, jeez.
And then I got a call from the Presbyterian Church saying for Christmas they're going to give me a turkey and a ham. Because they do that. So I got turkey and a ham coming, and then whatever else I put in my freezer. So and then I told Chloe that we should start emptying our freezer and refilling it.
Yeah.
Because it would be, but she's been really a pissmire lately. Oh my God.
What got into her?
Yeah, she's got borderline personality, so she's a pissmire at everything, So she doesn't get her way, she snaps at people,
Oh, I thought she was having a lady problem.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have those. The hormones don't cause it, but she's always having those pissy problems. I haven't. I mean, Chloe looks at me and she says, "You shouldn't be drinking, Rita. You get mean." It's like, yeah, right. Yeah, you remember how many times you and I went, you'd see me and you'd be like, "Slow down on the Jim Beam," and hubby would be like, "Slow down." And I'd be like, "I'm okay." Wasn't mean then, Maybe I mean to her in her opinion.
Right.
But then again, what do you expect for,
True.
I mean, it took her, 4 days to get the right raid, which is safe for humans and animals because I got flies. She finally took the trash out, but I got fly problems, so I want to go fly bomb them, spray the halls and the bedrooms, and let the flies fall over dead. I'll even spray the aisle of the kitchen with raid flying insect. That should work.
Yeah.
Because I don't want those little bastards around. I don't like waking up in the middle of the night hearing a fly buzz in your ear going, Zzz.
Yeah.
And I'm like, kill the bastards. Reminds me of that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Total Recall. You remember that? Everyone loves Quado. Kill the bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, kill the bastard for flies. Hate flies. Yeah, people with borderline are really, really terrible. Zoe was telling me the other day she thinks Chloe's lonely, so she comes out and talks while I'm doing YouTube, and it's like, maybe. I don't know. I'm still waiting for an email from the ham radio people. Apparently they say ham radio is dead, so they don't want to give me my license.
No, they can't do that.
Oh, they can because they don't want to give me the license for whatever reason, or they don't want to not give me the license. They don't want to give me the test. It's like they refuse to even, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
My scanner only picks up fire, EMS, the marine, aviation, or mil air and stuff, and the amateur bands. Nothing is moving on this island when it comes to amateur. I don't even hear any amateur bands 20 miles away in Victoria, British Columbia, or Vancouver, the island. I mean, it's like the amateur band out here is basically dead.
What would it be like for shipping, like ships and stuff?
Well, most of the yachts here only the scanner only beeps or squabbles when it comes to the yachts and the boats talking to the harbor master, which slips and stuff. Otherwise, it doesn't even move. We're in a harbor where we don't have cargo ships.
Yeah.
You'll hear the barges from time to time move out to go to the other islands for the damn garbage. Garbage barges. Otherwise, there's nothing.
Huh.
I mean, literally, it's like no movement. I was telling Zoe you'd have more entertainment in a bigger city like Sacktown or, which reminds me, I was going to ask, being nosy, since I'm a scanner person, the county you live in. Well, I'm just curious. What county do you live in, Mike?
Sacramento County.
Or Sacramento County. That's simple to know then. I'm just curious. Since I'm into scanning, I'm just curious. I have a program I can look. Okay, so we got Sacramento County. Okay, so Sacramento County. I don't want. Oh, okay. So it's telling me I can win a free scanner if I spin this wheel. Okay, hold on. Let's just see what I win. No luck. $5 off screen protectors. Not I don't want a $5. Okay. Sacramento County. So basically, to listen to the scanner at Sacktown, you need simulcast, which means you got to pay $650 to $700 for a scanner. There you go. Just so curious. Simulcast is something that they want to phase out, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how that is.
Hey, Rita, let me get you in my pickup truck. We'll go down, knock over hot houses and
outhouses and mailboxes. That was a real dinger too. I remember that still to this day.
I still laugh about that.
Yeah, Uncle Donnie was a hoot. Did I ever tell you the time that he goes in to the bar when he got his retro check and he's sitting there and he's asking for a beer? And they have like 7 types of IPA, and he'd take a sip and hand it to me, and I'd be like, "What's wrong with the beer?" He says, "It tastes like coffee," so I drink it. Then he'd ask the waitress, Jazz, to get more, and so she poured him another IPA, different flavors. After 7 of them, I'm like, next thing you know, he's buying food for me to sober up, and then the next day he's like, "I'm going to the pub," and they looked at Donnie and said, "The owner's on the phone." And Donnie's like, "Yeah. You forgot to pay your bill, Don. We know you're good for it." And Don's like, "Oh, how much is my bill? Here it is. Here's cash. Here's a tip, too. Sorry about that." She's like, "You were trying to get Rita home. You knew you'd be back today." He's like, "No problem. I don't mean to stiff the bill." But he just walked out not paying. And they knew he'd come back and pay it. So they didn't even call the police because Jack said he'll pay it next time he's in. It'll probably be in the next day. Donnie was playing pull tabs and it was funny, and then he's like, "Keep the beer coming for Rita." And again, it's like I was eating like a ton of fish and chips to absorb the booze. I mean, it was like morning. Donnie went in at morning and we left at closing. And hubby's like, "Where have you been?" "I've been at the pub all day with Donnie." And the next day do the same thing, but this time it was like after lunch. Finally, he's like, "I got to go home after like 7 hours. I got to go watch Antique Roadshow."
Oh, man.
I mean, literally, he was like watching Antique Roadshow, and I'd sit there and I'd listen to a scanner, and I'd be listening to the scanner, and he'd be watching Antique Roadshow, drinking his gut rot. He'd drink 10 High, which is a grain spirit, not a pure bourbon. It was basically like grain, so he was drinking like the cheap shit. And then when he ever ran out, he'd knock on my door, and be like, "Hey, Hot Rod, you got any of the good stuff?" And I'd be in my room going, I had my like little blue chair in there. I'd be like, "No, the good stuff, go away." And Aaron's like, "We got to be a Christian, Uncle Donnie." I'm like, "My bourbon." "Oh, you got the good shit, good fuckers." I mean, you heard the story about him at the Walmart, right? The 2 Walmart stories.
Yeah.
The one where he's like sitting there and I'm watching him and he takes the box out and I'm like, "Donnie, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it." Okay, so I paid. And Aaron's watching him and Aaron tells me later at home, "Did he pay for the stumper?" I said, "I don't know." And then I asked Donnie, "Did you pay for the stumper?" "Oh, I don't know if I did." I mean, we know from what we understand, he just basically took the old one off that had a hole in it so big, took out a new one and walked out, and then for like 6 months, finally Jack was down there and told him to pay his own damn bills because he was sitting there You know, Jack was like, "Why aren't you?" He's like, "I'm gonna go have a smoke," and he's like, "Oh, Jack, you're gonna do what?" I'm gonna stay in line and pay my grocery bill because for like 6 months he would just basically leave me and Aaron with the bill every month.
Oh man.
You know, we got tired of it, you know. He's like, I want these little fuckers and these little fuckers. It's like, I ain't buying, I don't like Vienners and I don't like Kippered snacks. And his place reeked at Kippered snacks. He'd rinse the can out the next morning after dumping the oil down the drain. Otherwise, he'd eat the sardines and Kipper snacks and oils. And then the next day, he'd rinse the can out. So his entire apartment smelled bad, like fish oil.
I told that to my. I went into Rite Aid.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot why I was using. I was using a cane for something. Oh, my back was giving me problems, so I used a
Mm-hmm.
cane. So I told him that story about
Mm-hmm.
Unk, how he took the stumper and changed out the box.
Yeah, and put
So
it
I
back
walked
on the
over.
shelf.
That's what I did. I walked over. The druggist looked at me and goes, Michael, says what? No, no, no. I go, you're no fun. And she's like, just go home.
I hope you bought the stumper.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did. I didn't really need one. I
But
was just,
yeah, but you told the story to the pharmacist. What did they think of Uncle Donnie?
Uncle Donnie says, he's lucky he didn't get thrown out of the drugstore.
It was Walmart. He
Walmart.
basically, no one was paying attention when it was like, you know.
Well, Walmart can get away with everything.
Well, when me, I did that too, but I didn't steal it. I walked up, the pharmacist watched me. I was like, yeah, I need a stumper for this. She sized me up, popped it in there, and I said, give me the box. She says, okay, I'm buying another one too, a spare. She said, oh, so you got your old one and that one, and then a new stumper. I said, I'm using that. So I walked up, and on my way out, I paid anyways. I didn't steal it. So the lady's like, ah. I said, mine's got a giant hole in it, you know. But then one day I went over to the hardware store and I asked for something different, you know, because that's hard rubber, it wears out. So they sold me this hard rubber that's harder than tires. That's for the bottom of wooden chairs and stuff. It's like, oh, cool. This works, and it lasted like 3 years before I had to change it out.
Huh.
But it depends on what you know.
But when I told that to the pharmacist, but she was sitting there laughing the whole time. I was sitting there I grabbed the pot.
Yeah, but Uncle Donnie, he was like, apparently, for what I understand, he put that stumper in the box, closed the box supposedly, and then hung it on a damn on back on the Walmart. So if some old man's like, I'm gonna buy a stumper this size, and he goes home, finds a hole in it, there's gonna be a problem. How's he gonna explain to Walmart that he bought a stumper in the box? You always check the box before you leave.
The last time I was out of Walmart, saw two ladies fighting it out in the store. It was kind of interesting. One had hair extension, from her hair, and the other one was wearing a wig. Next thing you know, out come the thing out of their hair and the wig, and boy, they were throwing good punches. Walmart's a joke.
Yeah, what's really bad is that Walmart wants apparently the domination of the grocery store, but the problem is our nearest one's 40 miles away. So it's like I ain't wasting half a day to go to a Walmart for groceries.
True.
I'll just get all my canned, I told Chloe the other day, I was doing research. I said, cheapest turkey deal you're going to get is on the island. She said, oh, good. All I have to do is get off my butt, take the ferry, and go get your tobacco. Yep. Otherwise, I won't go to Walmart. She wanted to go for shoes, but apparently someone gave her a pair of boots, winter boots, for free. Apparently, the lady got a free pair from some store at the one of the pharmacists. So it was like, oh, I got some spare boots. Come back tomorrow. So Chloe went there tomorrow and got a pair of boots free. I was like, cool.
Man.
But a lot of people always ask what's funny about me is when I surface out and go to town and stuff, I'll walk around with Moppy, and I'll get into, like, I have certain checkers I go through, and they'll be like masking, and they're like, how high have you found everything have you found everything today? Not paying attention. I'd be like, yeah, I have found everything. And the lady would look up and be like, oh my God, we thought Chloe killed you. And she's like, looks over the counter, looks down. She's like, there he is. I'm missing. They all nicknamed him like Mophead, Flea Bags, Fuzzball, missing Fuzzball. Yep. So, but, I only, literally, I'm the type that I go out when Chloe's sitting there. She's like, oh, they don't have it. And I'd be like, I'm going with you today. Oh, you don't have to. And I'd go in, and I push my cart around and be like, people would go up to managers. There's a dog in the store. There's a dog in the store. Manager would run up. Oh, hi, Rita. Hey, what's up? Never mind. Goes back. That's a service dog. Well, I don't think it's a service dog. Well, it's a service dog. How do you know? Because this is a customer that lives on this island. Where have you been, Rita? I've been good. Why are you out here? Because Chloe's basically blind, dumb, and deaf and can't listen to me. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I'll grab a stack of these. That's what you came in here for? Yeah, I wanted these, but unfortunately she kept saying you didn't have them in stock. Well, all she's got to do is ask, and we can show you where we have these. Yeah, maybe. All right, and I push around and be like, oh, I'll take some of these, I got my little shopping cart with me. I'll take some of these. Then I'd go to the checkout, and the lady be like, you find everything? I'm like, hey, yeah, as usual. I just had to make a special stop here, and she'd be looking at me like, from my calculations on my watch, it's been 9 months. Where have you been? Holed up at home. Running on a treadmill, but I had to come out today because I think someone's blind, dumb, and stupid, maybe retarded even. Just as duly noted. How's Fuzzhead? He's fine. See? Cool.
Man.
I have restaurants I go to, and usually Chloe goes for me, and they're like, oh, where's Rita? Rita's at home. Well, how come Rita doesn't come? Rita doesn't want to get sick. I mean, did I tell you? Now, hold on a sec. Let me tinkle. I got a story for you that Zoe was a witness to.
All right.
Okay, so, anyways, it goes like this. I'm gonna have to Chloe have to give me another 10 of this, I think. So, anyways, it goes like this, Mike. So, I'm minding my own business, and it's the anniversary, right? See, okay. You didn't fall asleep. You look like you're falling asleep. Your eyeballs are closed. What, you getting tired, Mike?
Getting tired a little bit, but
so the anniversary of Aaron's death. So I'm having a little tutors. Chloe's panicked, or someone's panicked. I don't know. Someone on YouTube or whatever knows where I live and calls the sheriff. They come out with EMS thinking I've had too much to drink. They turn off my laptop. I turn to the EMS and I said, you touch my fucking computer again. You're getting my boot out my boot up your ass. I said, get the fuck out of here. So, so I get my YouTube channel live streamed again. And Zoe's like, you were calm, cool, and collected. Then the sheriff comes in and says, oh, we want to take you up there. And you're not doing it. I got him on the camera and angled and everything. And he's just like, okay. I said, if they want to inspect me, they can inspect me on video. Otherwise, I don't give a shit. Get out. Well, between me having minor heart troubles and everything else, I passed out in the bathroom and,
right.
So the thing is I got so angry and the sheriff, so the next day, and then I passed out, right? passed out on the floor. And then Chloe calls 911. Oh, it's drinking. I said, no, it wasn't. It was heart related. Oh, well, we're going to take you up there. You touch me, I sue your ass. Get out. Sheriff's like, oh, we're going to take you. We can order you to go up. I said, if you order me up, you're paying the fucking bill. I said, and the sheriff's getting in my face. I said, listen here, you little fuckhead. I said, close the fucking door. Why? Because I ain't watching you I ain't letting you watch me take a fucking shit. I closed the door, nearly passed out. They threw me on a little wooden chair, took me up to the ambulance. I said, I'm not paying this bill. So I get up to the hospital. They're doing all these tests, like waking me up periodically and sending me to this for this scan or that or whatever. And finally, I said, how much alcohol is in my system? You have none. So what are you checking for? Alcohol and other things and heart. And I said, what is it? He said, more likely your heart. I said, I'm not paying your bill because I'd rather be at home sleeping, but you guys forced me up here. At least give me a fucking cab. There is no cab. You'll have to walk 4 miles home. I said, no fucking cab. I said, okay. I said, you let the hospital director know I'm calling tomorrow because they can kiss my rosy red crippled ass. I did a Captain Dan from Forrest Gump. Kiss my rosy red crippled ass. I'm not paying. The next day I complained to the director. She's like, oh, but I don't have to pay anything. You can kiss my ass. I'm disabled. You forced me up there. I ain't paying. And I said, besides that, I'm already had to let the county know I got another variant of coronavirus because you idiots wouldn't let me, you gave me the virus and you didn't even put a mask on me. You said masks are mandated here, and then there was no mask. So I said, fuck you. I ain't paying the bill. That was it, Mike.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, literally. So I got pissed. Since then, I haven't, people say, oh, you shouldn't excessively drink while in the hospital. Yeah, right. Did I ever tell you the story what Donnie did to me once? I don't think. Or did Aaron ever tell you the story?
What did Donnie do this time?
So, a long time ago, when Mom was alive, I think I told you the story. I went to take her food up to the hospital. She was there because of cancer, right? Well, anyways, I walk outside and I said, I'm going to take my mom her food. Well, guess what happened? I got tackled, right? Tackled. So I got up, told the old man, and the old man smacked me upside the head with the cane. I was like, man, that hurt. So I'm walking, and I'm like sitting there, like half out of it, right? And Aaron, he's like, Uncle Donnie, you shouldn't have whacked her with the cane. Well, she wasn't going to go to the hospital. She's too intoxicated, right? I'm walking a mile up there, right? And I get almost to the hospital, and I have like 4 cop cars with guns on me. I said, what? They said, get on the ground. I said, no, I'm taking this to my mom. Guy tries to clothesline me and said I basically ducked. He falls to his ground, and my husband literally is right behind saying, she's disabled. Let me handle this. And they're like, oh, you can't handle it. Yeah, I can. It's my wife. If you fucking shoot her, I'm suing your ass. I said, okay. So the guy handcuffs me, pats me down. I said, this motherfucker touched my wiener. I'm suing his ass. They're like, we'll have the chief take you home. So the chief puts me in the car and says, I'm going to get you home. I said, I'm here to deliver my mom her dinner. I said, he patted me down. I said, I already was assaulted tonight. And the sheriff says, well, yeah, our officer, assaulted you. So I'm suing the officer. But I said, I got assaulted by Uncle Donnie. And he says, oh, Donnie, what did he do? Donnie called saying I was walking up with my trench coat armed with my concealed carry. When they found a new weapon, they asked me, where is your weapon? Locked in a safe, son of a bitch. Same officer that had clotheslined me a couple months later tried to basically put a gun to Aaron's head, his temple, and said, open this fucking safe or I'm blowing your fucking brains out. And I'm blaming it on fucking Rita, and you're going to let me get her guns. So then I had to sue the police department, literally, and the sheriff just handed me everything with Donnie present. And Donnie's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were armed. I said, it doesn't matter if I was intoxicated. I wasn't intoxicated enough. Mom needed her dinner. She wanted chicken stew, but the son of a bitch clunked me in the head with his cane. They asked Donnie, and I said, I'm not pressing charges, but the son of a bitch shouldn't basically whacking people because he thinks I'm completely intoxicated and armed. When they found out I wasn't armed, they wanted to basically make a statement out of it. But like 9 months later, they moved Donnie to a assisted living because he kept spending all his money and asking everyone for handouts for frickin' booze, you know. And that's when they put him
Right.
in that group home thing. And then afterwards, he lost his legs to gangrene.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, Rita, I'm going to get out of here. I got to take the garbage out, and I'm going to go to bed.
Now, where's Nick? Working again?
He's on the Coast Starlight heading south.
How far south is he going?
L.A.
So he's spending the night in LA then, and he's coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
When's
He'll
his
be up
next?
here around about midnight.
When's his next run to Chicago? Or
I
New
don't know
York or
yet.
wherever.
I don't know.
I always thought conductors, except for long haul conductors, the short haul conductors get off 12 hours later. So they work 8 to 12 hours and then stay in a hotel. So what I always thought was told.
Well, I think it's 10 hours, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's 12.
Well, I
Long.
know when the guys leave Seattle Station and they get into Spokane, they change they do a crew change, and then at Spokane they continue to.
Yeah, because see, the conductors get there around about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, so they work their time off the clock. Then after that, they get off.
It's like 4 to 12 and 4 to 12, 4:45 to like sometimes 1:45 in the Spokane. Then they change, and if you're going east, another set of conductors. If their coach goes from Spokane to, I think it's uh, like Browning or Haver, Montana, where they refuel and water the trains, and it goes from Haver to Fargo to somewhere else, and then somewhere else to Chicago. So it's like every 12 hours or 10 or 8 to 12 hours they change ships. Except for the long haul conductors, they get to stay on the train the whole time, first class.
Yeah, see, Nick now he's a long haul conductor, but
But you said he had to deal with coach the last time going to Chicago.
yeah, he says it's a pain in the ass because they were short a conductor because the guy's wife was having a baby.
Yeah, well, he should be lucky, you know. He's still got a job, you know, but still, he's retiring soon, anyways. He said,
Oh yeah, have my hubby around.
yeah. So you know,
All right, Rita, I'll
you
talk to you
behave
later now.
yourself.
Oh, I will.
Anyways, people, now that Mike's gone, we had some great time. Let's see if I can move the camera. There we go. So it's that one person. So, anyways, like I said, we had some great times tonight. But anyways, like I said, there's you know, the news coming out right now is they're having a meeting with. So they're going to decide what's going to happen here in Poland. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I want to let you all know that we'll see what happens. And uh, you know, Mike, he's a great guy, by the way. I've known him for 20 years, and so I'm hoping everything goes gravy. So, anyways, I got some work to do on with that. See, this is what I get. I brush my hair every day, and I still get hair balls. I don't even know how I get those. But still, did I even brush my hair today? I think I did. Anyways, so today's plan is I got 10 reviews to watch off and on, dinner to make. I don't know when dinner will be, and a rest, So I don't know what Zoe's plan is today. I know Zoe was on a phone call last night. I went to sleep at 7, so I think it was 7, maybe 7:30. So I'm going to focus on what's important to me and, oh yeah, the new Safeway ad came out. Guess they came out this morning, so let's check. Because last time I checked the ad, it was changed to the 24th. So, I always check the weekly ad. The other store hasn't updated it yet either. So, so nope, nothing's changed. So let's see about the store here. Or in the morning. So did they change it? Nope, they haven't checked it. So they must try to change it around 7:30. So anywho, so it was good hearing from Mike, But like I said, for the Poland thing, we'll see how well it plays out. They demand Article 5, then they're all saying Ukraine fired it by mistake. Personally, I don't know what to believe. That's the truth. Truth is in the pudding, I don't know what they want to believe, but they're basically, maybe they're afraid of you in Russia. Who knows, So, you know. All right, let's look at this. Skip the numbers. Don't care about that. Ukrainian Air Force will do everything to cooperate, Okay. Yeah. Missile intercepted by the Ukrainian military fell on a village in Moldova. Casey explained Russian missile was downed by Kyiv after crossing the Ukrainian border with Moldova. The wreckage of the missile fell on the territory of Moldova. You know. You know. Ukraine's defenses. Yeah, we know this. So, that's why I said, was it probably an accident from Ukrainian defenses? 300 rocket. And the news covered the strike was probably an accident. Yeah. Spoke to U.S. President Biden of increasing combat readiness of the U.S. Air Force Base in Poland. Yeah. Only 4 minutes. He and Andreev received, but without exchange courtesy, without shaking hands, by Minister Delegate Company a diplomatic note read the ambassador, which is similar to communique with published. The ambassador accepted the position and left. By Poland Tuesday after the missile attack, he's Poland. He married around midnight at the meeting. One said Russian-made missile hit the country Tuesday, killing 2 people. Incident marks the first time NATO country has been directly hit during the conflict. It's not known who fired the missile or precisely where it was fired from. See? Consequence of Russians' actions. 3 consequences for the first time since the outbreak of the war. That's something that we assumed could happen, but it happened yesterday. Affected Poland. Polish territory. Polish citizens died. Caused by Ukrainian air defense is what Belgium says. French President Emmanuel Macron said the G20 summit was responsible to send a very clear message to avoid escalation of the deadly missile. Clear message to avoid escalation, to defend peace, and to avoid the division, a partition of the world. Macron told some of the analysts of the incident is underway, saying it showed the extreme sensitivity around Ukraine. NATO country has been directly struck during the conflict. Between 80 and 100 Russian missiles targeted civilian structures. Lasted broadly deadly strikes. Most of the 13 missiles fired in Ukraine, Lviv, region Tuesday were shot down. Yes, U.S. assessments indicate a missile that hit Poland originated in Ukraine. Unlikely the missile originated in Russia. Maybe they're afraid of nuclear war. KH-class missile tragedy sooner or later occurs in the territories. Indonesia leader calls for calm in aftermath. Missile hitting Poland. G20 urges full implementation of Black Sea grain deal. See, look at that. We got to implement a black grain deal because we import, and we're importing all the grain from Europe. There's a global food crisis inflamed by the war. You see, $10 billion package to address the issue. Name checking the Arab Coordination Group's $10 billion. Joe Biden and his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan both agreed that grain deal has been critical to improve global food security. Yeah, but the thing is, we are having problems because we're buying apparently Russian-made fertilizer. Yeah. UK PM says allies sought urgent meeting to underscore solidarity with Ukraine and Poland. Sunak and Trudeau stressed to Zelensky importance of investigation of missile landing in Poland. West moving closer to world war after missile lands at Poland. This was 3 hours. Hold on a second. Let's read that. Give me a second. Dmitry Medvedev said the fall of missile Poland border shows the West is moving closer to a world war. Mentioned with the Ukrainian alleged missile strike in Polish part proves just one thing: waging a hybrid war against Russia, the West moves closer to world war. Medvedev tweeted Wednesday. Russia has denied it had anything to do with the missile that landed in eastern Poland on Tuesday and killed 2 people. Roughly the same time Moscow launched its biggest wave of missile attacks in Ukrainian cities in more than a month. Strike marks the first time NATO country was directly hit during Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. It's not known who fired the missile or exactly where it launched from, although Polish foreign ministry described it as Russian-made. Medvedev is the deputy head of Russian Security Council, served as Russian president in 2012, prime minister from 2012 to 2020. China calls for restraint. Consonant and clear. It's imperative to engage in dialogues and negotiates to peacefully resolve the crisis, Mao said. Hmm. U.S. declines to comment reports Russian-made missile that struck Poland by, so they're trying to. Who knows what's happening? Condemning Russia's war in Ukraine. Yeah. Reiterate support for Ukraine at G20. Australia. Yes. Russia in isolation. G20 summit over Ukraine puts China and India under spotlight. And buy-in from leaders to share close ties with Russian Vladimir Putin. Blah blah blah. Which final declaration will look like. Turkey's president says he respects Russia's denials. Yeah. Biden's early preliminary information suggests it's unlikely missile fire from Russia. Moscow's UN envoy claims Poland blast in an attempt to provoke a direct military clash in Russia. Poland blast would not have happened without Russian missile attacks, and UN Dutch Prime Minister says. Yeah. And Russia's foreign ministers left. CIA director visits Ukraine. G7 and NATO condemns barbaric attacks in Ukraine, offers support following Poland blasts. An escalation in the war. Here's what we know, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. Polish airspace tracked the missile to land in the country. Surveillance around Ukraine. NATO said it did not say who was launching the missile that tracked landing in Poland and where it was fired from. So all in all, there you have it, people. So they're trying to basically just wait for the election to end while figuring out what to do next, because that's the way it looks for this country. But maybe, just maybe, okay. I know a lot of people don't like to use the word nuclear, but maybe, just maybe, they're afraid to escalate the war due to the fact it could lead to tactical nukes being used. I mean, literally, Russia runs out of conventional missiles, and conventional bombs, and they're going to have to do something else. So to me, here's what I would do. For all of you out there watching this, keep prepping. I mean, literally, Reverend Mike, who was just with me, doesn't know the outcome of the war, doesn't know the outcome of politics. So, your best bet is to keep prepping because we don't know the outcome of what's going to happen with Ukraine. That's another reason why I'm always up at the wee hours of the morning watching YouTube vids, educating myself. You know, a lot of people like Zoe, right? Moderator Zoe is impressed with my learning curve. You know, I educate myself on everything, energy. I'm focusing on getting you guys prepped and ready to go. I'm really stoked about, what's going to happen. I mean, stock market's rebounding. So, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. I mean, it is what it is, you know, and so anyway, look at it. We will see what's going to happen, with the election finishing up to Ukraine war to this war could last until Ukraine gives a white flag because, they can't keep surviving and fighting and saying, oh, Ukraine's winning when their people are suffering and freezing to death. If everyone died in Ukraine and froze to death except for the people in the bunkers, there'd be nothing left of Ukraine. I mean, literally, Ukraine should have joined NATO, and then they could have basically did more, but instead they were threatened, severe repercussions if they joined, but then, no one knows what's going to happen. Was it an accident? Was it deliberate? No one's going to know. I mean, all these people on YouTube turn around and say this could be the start of World War III. And yet, what are they trying to do? NATO knows that if they decide to do World War III, they would probably have to fight not on just European soil, but they would have to defend countries like, and the UN security forces might have to get involved because, we might be just going after not just Russia, but China, North Korea, Iran, dictatorships. And hell, we might even end up in Vietnam again. So, because it's communist and Cuba. So, and Venezuela. And do you really think that we, the people, have it? No. I mean, when people sit there and say, that our oil reserves are fine. I mean, Higgins, Mama Fanny, they're all right. I mean, we're importing our gasoline for Europe. We're not allowed to open up and lower our gas prices in this country for whatever reason. They want to force everyone to go green. And if you don't have green energy, they want to force you. I mean, did you know the federal government's trying to ban wood stoves, ban pellet stoves? They say it produces too much CO2, carbon monoxide, um, carbon footprint in the country. But it's okay if a coal plant's burning coal because people need electricity. It's okay if people need natural gas plants. Everything you do, people, it's not okay. No, it isn't. I mean, think about it. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, looking at this. That's what I was doing. So the point I'm trying to make for you guys is I love all of you, and you got to realize, what's coming down the pipe. So I want to share that with you all. Okay, so there we go. So check that. So, oh yeah, I didn't check on that thing yet, did I? Let me look real quick. Forgot to check that. That's what I was doing. Two things. I was checking prices and the other thing. So, but no, the point I'm trying to make for you guys is All right. Let's just scroll down for a second. Nope, controller's not available yet. So there you go. I'm hoping they get a controller configured before buying that game. So, anyways, my point being to you all tonight is, keep prepping because, we're not out of the woods. We got election that's still hanging in the balance. We have, what is it, 11 seats up still. No one knows which way it's going to go. I mean, literally, they're delaying it for whatever reason. I have my own theories. I'll share with you after the election's over. I have other things, that American people are literally, um, got to keep prepping. Stock market can crash. That's one thing I'm monitoring. War in Ukraine, I'm monitoring like a hawk. The whole Poland thing, I'm monitoring. Now they have a secret meeting today. They're not saying what happened. More likely they discussed it, and they're saying it was an accident. Which, if it is an accident, that's fine and dandy. But they still need to get to the bottom of what happened. I mean, literally, if Ukraine did it, Ukraine's an idiot. All right. Now, if Russia did it, they're probably covering it up to make sure we don't go to war with Russia, which is a good tactical thing because, the point is we don't have the intelligence. We don't have the full intelligence. That's the intelligence community. They say, oh, Russia fired it. We're going to blame Ukraine for it. I mean, literally, Ukraine is pointing the fingers at Russia doing it just because, literally, they say they don't know who fired it, right? It's fine and dandy. It hit, we already know we have, we're trying to make a deal, billions of dollars of our tax dollars to buy grain from the Black Sea deal. Sorry to say, but Mama Fanny's right. Why are we importing our grains? We could do our own grains here. We could do our own fertilizer. All it would take a little equity and factories, and we can make our own fertilizer here. It'd be cheaper. We could make our own grains here. Why do we have to make our grains, sell them to another country, buy their grains because it's a good deal? I mean, literally, we're already paying $73 a bucket, basically. What is it? A 24-pound bucket of flour is like $73. That tells you all you need to know. Yeah. So, anyways, you guys got to prep for natural disasters, banking collapse, World War III, Civil War, nuclear war. Am I missing anything? Food shortages, see, train strikes, and or airline strikes. Those are the things that you need to prep for because 2023 ain't going to be the greatest of the graviest. So the point is, keep prepping. And don't listen to anyone who's saying, oh, everything's going to be great. The Democrats, no offense to the Dems, but they believe that everything's going to be handed to them on a fucking silver platter. Yeah. I don't think so. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, we've been in this for 2 years, So hopefully tomorrow or whenever it gets better. So Chloe wants to get something done soon, food-wise or whatever. So I'm going to log off soon because I have to use the bathroom. I got some reviews to watch. I got some gaming to do. Zoe's not going to be up anyways, even though it's 7 o'clock there. She's probably still sleeping again. Dinky messaged me. I got to message her about the stockings again. You know. So anyways, I just emailed that. I'm going to check Zoe real quick, and then I'm going to log off, use the bathroom, and play my game. And I might be on later today when and if So, anyways, there you have it. So, stay tuned for another video later today, probably when Zoe's ready for it. In the meantime, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button. Hold some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the thumbs up button, the like button, the subscribe button. And if you see my About Me page, if you find my content to be entertaining, feel free to send me a gift card from Amazon. Thank you so much for watching, and no pressure on the gift card. Thank you again, and God bless you in everything you do.